been my honor to serve people of this department, this community, and this city. This will be my final call.
After 25 years of service, the Alma police chief handing in his badge. Russell White is retiring from a long career in law enforcement.
Yeah, and right out of the gate, he had to learn the ropes fast. 11 months on the job, Morgan Nick was abducted. The case still remains open more than 2 decades later.
Fox 16's Stephanie Sharp sat down with the chief in his last interview as he reflects back on that case.
I love the work. I love just the job in general.
This is the last time Alma Police Chief Russell White sits behind his desk. He's been in law enforcement for years and the chief here for 25.
I remember when we got our first computer here.
Throughout his entire tenure as chief, he's investigated the high-profile case of Morgan Nick, disappeared from the small community on June 9th, 1995. Chief White has been on the job less than a year.
I was just barely figuring out how to be a chief when that happened.
This is a parking lot today, but 24 years ago, it was a ball field. Chief White says he remembers when he responded here when Morgan Nick went missing.
Where I'm standing is about where Colleen's car was parked that night.
Through the years, the case has remained open, and leads come in nearly every week.
Morgan's case is never a cold case. It's never been. It's an old case, but not a cold case.
He says the tragic case has led to Arkansas leading the nation when it comes to responding to kidnapping. But there is something else on his mind as he hangs up his badge.
There's a lot of good that's come out of the case. The other side of that is that it's my greatest failure in life.
He reflects back on the initial investigation.
I don't feel like we did much wrong, but there's some things that if it was today, we'd be better, but it would be only because of the knowledge and also the resources that we have.
He does think this case can be closed.
We still believe we will solve it. I just wished it would have happened before I could return.
As he prepares to clean up his desk and turn over his investigations, he remembers the young girl.
I feel like I know her, but I've never met her.
He searched for his entire career as Alma Police Chief. In Alma, I'm Stephanie Sharp.
Well, Chief White says even this morning, on his last day, he had an hour-long meeting about Morgan Nick's case. He says it will be investigated just as thoroughly when the new chief takes over.